When you think of the modern American soldier, one weapon almost always comes to mind: the M4 Carbine. Compact, adaptable, and battle-proven, the M4 has become the standard-issue rifle of the U.S. military and many of its allies. But the story of the M4 is not simply one of technology. It's a tale of battlefield necessity, evolving tactics, and decades of innovation. The M4's story begins with the M16, the U.S. military's standard service rifle during the Vietnam War. The M16, chambered in 5.56 x 45 mm NATO, was designed for accuracy, lightweight handling, and high volume of fire compared to older battle rifles like the M14. Over time, the M16 evolved through several iterations: the M16A1, A2, A3, and A4, each improving reliability, burst control, and modularity. But while the M16 was a solid rifle, it wasn't perfect for every mission. Troops operating in vehicles, clearing tight urban spaces, or conducting special operations needed something shorter and more maneuverable. Earlier experiments, like the CAR-15 and XM177 carbines used in Vietnam, showed the benefits of a compact rifle, but they also exposed serious flaws in reliability, range, and accuracy. The military kept searching for a carbine that balanced portability with effectiveness. By the 1980s, Colt began refining the design that would eventually become the M4. Colt's engineers started with the proven M16 platform, but shortened the barrel, reinforced the receiver, and added a collapsible stock. This gave soldiers the flexibility to adjust the weapon's length to suit their environment. In the early 1990s, the U.S. Army formally adopted the design as the M4 Carbine, with the M4A1 variant following soon after. The M4 maintained compatibility with the same 5.56 NATO ammunition and magazines as the M16, ensuring logistical simplicity. Importantly, it also used the Picatinny rail system, allowing troops to mount optics, lasers, grips, and other accessories that made it far more adaptable than its predecessors. By the early 2000s, as U.S. forces deployed to Afghanistan and Iraq, the M4 rapidly replaced the M16 as the primary infantry rifle. Its compact size made it ideal for mounted patrols and close-quarters battle in urban terrain, exactly the kind of warfare America found itself fighting. At its core, the M4 is a carbine version of the M16, but the differences, while subtle, are critical. Barrel length: the M16A2A4 has a 20-inch barrel, while the M4 uses a 14.5-inch barrel. This makes the M4 shorter and easier to maneuver in confined spaces. Weight: the M4 weighs roughly 6.4 pounds empty compared to over 8 pounds for the M16. For a soldier carrying full kit, every pound matters. Range: the M16 retains an effective range of about 550 meters for point targets, while the M4's shorter barrel reduces that to around 500 meters. In practice, most infantry engagements occur at under 300 meters, making the difference less critical. Rate of fire: both weapons fire at about 700-950 rounds per minute cyclic. The M16A2 typically uses a 3-round burst, while the M4A1 provides full automatic capability. Accuracy and velocity: the M16's longer barrel allows for higher muzzle velocity and slightly better accuracy at long distances. The M4 sacrifices some velocity, important for terminal ballistics, but gains flexibility. In short, the M16 excels in open-terrain long-range engagements, while the M4 dominates in urban, vehicle, and close-quarters combat. The M4 made its combat debut in the mid-1990s but became iconic during the global war on terror. In Iraq's cities, where U.S. forces fought street by street, the M4's compact frame gave soldiers a critical advantage. In Afghanistan, though, the rifle faced challenges. The mountainous terrain often required engagements at longer ranges, where the M16 or designated marksman rifles proved more effective. Still, the M4 performed reliably in countless firefights. Soldiers could equip red dot sights, magnifiers, night vision optics, or foregrips depending on mission needs. Special operations forces often favored the M4A1 with its full auto capability and heavier barrel. One of the most important aspects of the M4's battlefield use was modularity. With the SALT mod kit, troops could transform a basic carbine into a precision shooter's rifle, a night fighting weapon, or a breaching tool equipped with grenade launchers. This flexibility gave U.S. forces an edge over insurgents who often carried AK-47s, robust rifles but far less adaptable. The M4 hasn't been without criticism. Early in the Iraq War, reports surfaced of carbines jamming in dusty conditions. A 2007 Army dust test found the M4 had more stoppages than some competitors like the HK-416. Critics also pointed to the 5.56mm round's limited stopping power at longer ranges. Despite these issues, the M4 has been continually upgraded. The M4A1 introduced a heavier barrel to withstand sustained fire, ambidextrous controls, and improved reliability. Ammunition improvements, like the M855A1 enhanced performance round, addressed lethality concerns. Today, the M4 is the primary service rifle of the U.S. Army and Marine Corps, and it has been adopted by dozens of allied militaries around the world. It represents not just a weapon, but a philosophy: adaptability, modularity, and soldier-centered design. As the U.S. military transitions toward the next-generation squad weapon program, which promises to bring a new 6.8mm rifle into service, the M4's era may eventually wind down. But like the M16 before it, the M4 will likely remain in service for decades, either in reserve units, allied forces, or special roles. The M4 Carbine is more than just a shortened rifle. It's the result of decades of battlefield lessons learned, balancing firepower, accuracy, and adaptability. From Fallujah's alleyways to the valleys of Afghanistan, the M4 has proven itself as a weapon built for the modern battlefield. When history remembers the wars of the late 20th and early 21st centuries, the silhouette of the M4, stock collapsed, rail loaded with gear, magazine locked, will stand as one of the most recognizable symbols of the American soldier.